A friend of mine showed me this card yesterday, Dimension Explosion, and I read through it and I thought, oh my god, this card is actually very powerful. So Dimension Explosion says you can put back one face-up fusion monster you control back to your extra deck, and then both players can target up to 2 banished monsters and can special summon them. So that's actually pretty powerful, and I can see this be played in Despia deck, for example, a branded Despia, because it says both players target up to 2 monsters. So even if your opponent has no banished monsters, this still works because it says up to 2. I think so, at least in my understanding. So you don't have to target up to 2. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you know that better in the comments, but either way, if you fusion summon a monster via banishing cards from your graveyard, you can special summon these monsters back. So Dimension Explosion, actually very powerful card. It's from Phantom Darkness, also quick play spell, so you can also play that in your opponent's turn. Very nice, give it a shot. Was very surprised of this card and never seen this one, never heard of this one. So give it a try. Next one, a trap. Change Destiny, probably, from Absolute Power Force. And Change Destiny says you can only activate this card if your opponent's monster attacks. You can negate the attack and change that monster in defense position. It cannot change its battle position as long as it's face up on the field. Then your opponent has to activate one of these following effects. Either you as a player gain life points to the amount of the ATK of the monster that attacked, or that attack was negated, or your opponent has to choose that he gets damage up to half of the RTK of the monster that's attack got negated. So either or, it's more or less a win-win situation. So that monster, because it did not target, this card does not target, it just changes the battle position of that monster. It cannot change the position as long as it's open on the field, and either you gain life points or your opponent loses life points. So very nice card actually, from Absolute Power Force, Chain Destiny. Next one. Tja, English name, I would put it down in the subtitles, vorherbestimmtes Ritual, from Cyberdark Impact. That says you can pay 1000 life points, and then you can special summon one ritual monster from your hand, just like that. Well, it has a downside, of course. The ritual monster that was special summoned via this card's effect cannot attack and gets destroyed during the end phase, and you can only activate one vorherbestimmtes Ritual per turn. Anyway, I guess any ritual deck can profit from this card in some way. I'm not that good at ritual mechanics, but I guess you can definitely get out some value of this one. Another one, trap card again. Dark Spirit Mastery, Greed, I don't know, Finstere Geisterkunst, Gier, also from Phantom Darkness. This card is basically Pot of Greed. You can tribute one dark monster, and then you can draw 2 cards, and your opponent can negate this card's effect if he reveals a spell card in his hand. So if he has no spell card in his hand, you can draw 2 cards by tributing one dark monster. And I guess in combination with the field spell, the Lair of Darkness, you can, I guess that works, you can tribute a dark monster also on your opponent's side of the field then. So nice, I found it really nice, And even if he negates it by revealing a spell card in his hand, you know what card he has in his hand. Also a spy card. You could say it's also a spy card. Next one, another spell. Chain Summoning, Master Chain Summoning from Phantom Darkness. Probably most of you are familiar with this one because that saw a lot of play. quick play spell again, so you can also activate that in your opponent's turn, but it doesn't matter really much. Anyway, you can activate this card only as chain link 3 or higher, but achieving chain link 3 in nowadays game is not very difficult. If you do that, you can normal summon up to 3 times this turn if you activate this card. And you cannot activate this card if there are if there's another card with the same name as this card. So you cannot activate chain summoning and you chain on chain summoning. You know, that's not possible. Then you would be able to normal summon 6 times in the turn. Okay, that's not possible. But anyway, normal summon 3 times. You have to activate it as chain link 3 or higher. That's not very difficult to achieve. But I was actually a little bit overthrown by this powerful card actually for common. So try it out. Very good. Next one. Strange one. And dagger, Umhang and Dolch, something with dagger. This was originally with a bullseye, but of course the bullseye is way too dangerous for a child's card game, so they censored that. Anyway, from Strike of Neos, it says you can declare 1 monster card name, and if your opponent normal or special summon that declared monster, or he flipped it up, you can immediately after he normal or special summon that, you can banish that monster and discard. Just like that, does not target either. So if you are afraid from, I don't know, from Crusader Aphromax, which is very annoying sometimes, or any other card you don't want your opponent to play, if you know what your opponent plays, you know, more a side deck option, this one, this could be very helpful. Another spell, Verteilung, I don't know. Verteilung, permanent spell from Elemental Energy, is a very old card. This is also a fusion support card. It says if a fusion monster is destroyed on the field and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of the fusion materials that was used for its fusion summon, and you can special summon that monster from your graveyard. Just like that. It's a permanent spell, so you can activate this more often, and most importantly, that thing is not once per turn. Yes. So basically, if it's somehow possible, and I'm sure it is, you can special summon a lot of the fusion material monsters back from the grave. Nice. And the last one that's also showed me a friend of mine is, you may think now, come on, don't fool me with these crap old school cards. Well, let me explain first. The Eye of Truth, I guess, it's Auge der Wahrheit, Eye of Truth, permanent field spell. This says as long as Eye of Truth is face up on the field, your opponent must play with revealed card hand cards. And your opponent gains 1000 life points in every of his standby phases if he has a spell card in his hand. So why is this good? Well, I guess you know Vanquish Soul right at the moment, the new octap that was released in Wild Survivors. And Vanquish Soul relies heavily on revealing monster cards in the hands to special summon another one and so on. But Eye of Truth says your opponent has to play with a revealed hand. So he cannot reveal monsters because they are already revealed. You know, that's not possible. And yeah, so basically you shut down the complete deck with that crappy old school card. Yes. Very nice, yeah. Thanks to my friend who showed me that. Yeah. The last one. Only spells and traps this time. But next time probably again with some monsters. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this format again as the previous videos. Thank you very much for everyone who watched the videos, liked it and commented it. I really appreciate that. If you have any suggestions or if I said anything wrong about these cards, please let me know in the comments. And anyway, my usual words, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.